Yes. Is it live?
Yes, Guruji.
I will start. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sadguru Sri Ramananda Parabrahma Namaha. Om Sadguru Sri Shivananda Parabrahma Namaha. Om Sadguru Sri Krishna Paramatma Namaha. Om Sadguru Sri Shankarabhat Padacharya Namaha. Om Sadguru Sri Nityananda Parabrahma Namaha. Om Sadguru Sri Vidya Sabhatarkaya Namaha. Guru Swarupalagu ప్రేక్షక మహాశైలకు మరియు నా సిద్ధ విద్యార్థి లోకానికి నా యొక్క హృదయపూర్వక ఆత్మ నమస్కారం. And my respects to all the dignitaries on the dais. Today, the topic is the Antarmukha Pranayama related to yoga and consciousness. These words, except Antarmukha, most of the words, yoga, consciousness, pranayama, all these are universally known words. Everybody knows, very fond of all these words. But the exact definition of all these words should be proved by scriptures. Scriptures. The word yoga is meant by like this. Yat prana panayo raikyam swarajo retasastha surya chandramaso yogo jivatma paramatmano evam hi dvandhajalasya sanyogo yoga uchyate. It is told in Yoga Sikhopanishad. The meaning of this yoga, it is a combination of four pairs. Four pairs. Yoga means usually we call it as union. Injate anena iti yogaha. The effort to achieve the target is called yoga. Yoga is otherwise union. Union of what? Union of four pairs. Yat prana panayo raikyam. There are two forces, prana, apana. The combination of prana and apana. Swarajo retasastha. There are male and female seeds. Retas means that is from the male. Rajo means female, female part. But in every human being, both male or female, female is also having rajo retasaha and male is also having rajo and retasas. Swarajo retasaspada. So you have to combine the raja and retas of this same within the same individual. So whether it is male or female, he has to combine the rajo retasasa inside within his own body. Prana panayo reikyam swarajo retasasada surya chandramaso yoga. Surya chandramasa means, you know, there are two nadis, surya nadi and chandra nadi. And in medically we can call it as sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system or pingala or ida. So like the combination of all these things, you all know about those who are studying about this yoga, you are all acquainted with these words. But exact practically what they mean, we should know. So prana panayo raikyam swarajo retasastha surya chandramaso yogo jiva atma paramatmano. This is also, you know, but what is meant by jiva atma paramatma aikyam. See, Jivatma means, see, when you are respiring downwards, your prana shakti is going downward and outwards. Then you are becoming Jiva. When it is going upward, you will become Iswara. But it's not regularly going upwards. Upwards going is very less, and downward going is more. That's why you're always Jiva. So, like that, Jivatma Paramatma means the meaning of Jiva, Prana, mind, they are all one and the same. Jiva, mind, and Prana, they are all one and the same. When you are expiring downwards, then it is called Jivatma. If you take it upwards, it is called, you will combine with the Paramatma. So the exact meaning of this yoga means combination of Pranapanam, Rajorethasis, and Ida Pingala Surya Chandra, and Jivatma Paramatma. Now going into details, if I explain about the combination of Prana and Apana, the rest of the three pairs are the same. If you do Prana, Apana, your item, the Swarajo, Retasaspada, Surya Chandra, and Jivatma Paramatma, all these three pairs automatically they will combine. So all these four side pairs are nothing but combination of Prana, Apana. The Prana, Apana is told in Bhagavad Gita like this. Apane jopati pranam, prane panam, padhapare, prana apana gatiruddha, pranayama parayana. There are two forces in our body which are responsible for our respirations. That which we are expiring is called apana. That which we are inspiring is called prana. Prana and apana. These are expressed in terms of respirations. But there is another force within the Sushumna. When it is coming downwards, that is called really apana. And it is going downwards only, you are expiring. When it is going upwards, you are inspiring. So these are the forces that are told in Bhagavad Gita, apana prana. This apana is nothing but the heaviest portion of the prana. Heaviest portion. Heaviest, you know, there are Panchabhutas. Panchabhutas, you know, Akashaham, Akashaha, Vayuhu, Agnihi, Jalaha, Prudhivi. There are Panchabhutas. Out of Panchabhutas, the lowest two bhutas, that is Jala, water, and Prudhivi means earth. These two bhutas are the part of the apana. The rest of the Agni, Vayu, and Akasha, they belong to prana. But these Panchabhutas are, the creation started like this. When you are coming from our mother's womb, our first expression starts. But in our medical field or any other field, we say that everybody takes first breath inside. Is it not? What do you say, Bhishmananda? You don't. I will prove it. I will prove it now. So, see, first of all, you have to apply your common sense and also physiology also. In our mother's womb, we don't have any respirations. Is it not? We don't have any respirations. When you are coming out, we say that our first breath starts inside. But it is not so. Why? Because unless there is some negative pressure, sucking force inside the body, the external air will never enter into the lungs. Is it not? So that sucking force is prana. When we are coming downwards, first the fluid that is there in the lungs, that is called alveoli. The air cells of the lungs are filled with some fluid that is called syngomyelin fluid. That fluid, unless you vacate that, you cannot take the external air inside. That vacation of that fluid from inside to outside is called first expiration. First expiration, that means an impulse coming from the brain, and it will come to through the nose to the lungs on the pleural cavity. that will squeeze the alveoli, squeeze the fluid, thereby creating some empty space. That space will be filled up by the external air. So first expiration starts, then inspiration starts. That the first expiration is called birth. Like that, you are going on expiring. See, that's why always the expiration is more predominant than inspiration. It is just like this. If you throw a ball from a terrace onto the ground, it will fall down and jump again. And again, it will fall down, but don't jump to that extent. So it goes on falling down like this. Ultimately, it will become standstill on the ground. It's not. So like that, from the mother's womb, our expiration starts first, then inspiration, expiration, inspiration. Lastly, only expiration, no inspiration. That is called expired. Expired, the exact meaning of expired is we are losing our vital prana shakti through the last expiration is called expired. You know, in Telugu we call it as Tudiswasa Vidichipetyamu. We call it as Tudiswasa Vidichipetyamu. So we have lost, we are losing our prana shakti through the last expiration is called expired. That last expiration is expired and the first expiration is called birth. Within these two expressions only, our life is taking place. Understand? And not only that, so much physiopathology is going on. What is that? When you are expiring more, you are expiring up to 30 centimeters from LA NASA, from the NASA, LA NASA, from the NASA Putam. From here, you are expiring up to 30 centimeters and inspiring from 20 centimeters only. That's why in medical terminology, is there any doctor? Our doctor is there. Any other doctor? Vishnu Prasad, you are also doctor. So any other doctor? So you can understand. Our inspiration is active. Expiration is passive. Why? Because we are not able to take it upwards easily. You are taking against some resistance during inspiration. Is it not? That resistance is occurred from the birth onwards. When you are coming from mother's womb, when you are losing out, the heat energy is being lost, thereby the body becomes cooled down, thereby accumulating phlegm or kapham. That the phlegm or kapham is responsible for not allowing your inspiratory phase to go upwards freely. That is the hindrance. That kapham is accumulated since birth onwards. And thereby your body is going on increasing both horizontally and vertically also. Because of that tissue building. In tissue building, and ultimately there will be kapham also. This kapham is due to the accumulation of the impurities that are coming from the food you are taking. Is it not? That kapham is like butter. That is called like butter. Mucus secretions, you say. That butter-like kapham should be dissolved. Unless you dissolve it, you cannot take it upwards. You cannot take it upwards. If you don't remove that, you are going on losing like this. How? In one respiratory cycle, 10 centimeters extra. In 1 minute, 15 into 10 centimeters. In 1 hour, 900 times into 10 centimeters. And in 24 hours, 21,600 times into 10 centimeters. It amounts to 2 kilometers, 160 meters of energy you are losing per day. Not only that physical, that energy, you are losing divine knowledge, divine happiness, divine life, and divine power. All these 4 qualities of our life force, prana shakti, we are losing through this expiration. This is what is happening in a normal, so-called healthy individual. When you are losing like this, our brain activity, our digestive power, our remembrance, everything will be gone. Is it not? From childhood onwards, we are losing so much. We are so active in the early age, but not now. Even then, we are taking physical food. To compensate the energy loss, we are taking food. Is not. We are taking food. But that food, physical food, is never recouping the energy loss. That is divine energy loss. That energy has to be regained and generated by means of churning process of pranayama. That the churning process of pranayama is called Antarmukha Siddhayoga. That is told in Bhagavad Gita, Siddhayoga. Patanjali Maharshi and other people told this yoga, buddhiyuktaha, buddhiyoga. All these words are meaning that you have to take the life force upwards to the seat of origin. Our life force, Prana Shakti, originated from here. From here means Brahmajam. What is that Brahmajam? Doctors will never agree. What is Brahmajam? What is Brahmajam? That is hypothalamus. That is hypothalamus, below that pituitary, and ultimately there is a third ventricle in the brain. You know that the third ventricle is the ultimate seat of the uniting this the Prana Shakti when you do yoga upwards. That taking upwards your life force is measured in terms of consciousness. Everybody says about consciousness. What is consciousness? Consciousness means it depends upon the alertness, awareness of your mind. How, for example, during your sleep, you are unconscious. When you get up, what will happen? From tomorrow onwards, please observe. You get up early and observe the other person who is going to get up before you. Please observe. When you get up, you will take deep breath inside, like this. Unless you take that deep inspiration, you will never get up. This is what is happening in everybody. This is what is happening in everybody. So unless you breathe inside, you can never get that consciousness. What is that consciousness? This is worldly consciousness. This is worldly consciousness. When you are in sleep, you are unconscious. When you are dreaming, you are subconscious. Is it not? When you are doing meditation, that is when you are doing yoga sadhana, then you are going to become, you will enter into the stage of semi-conscious. And you reach here, you will become super conscious. There are 4 states of consciousness. Everybody talks about consciousness, but what the consciousness is depend upon. It is totally depending upon the level of height of inspiratory phase. So during sleep, you are unconscious. When you are wakeful, you will get worldly consciousness. When you go to dream, you will go to worldly subconscious. You will go to worldly subconscious. When you are doing going to reach the Turiyam, before that, during the state of this yogam, you will go to semi-consciousness. Ultimately, you will reach the Turiyam. That is called super consciousness. This super consciousness is neither sleep, nor dream, nor wakeful, but it contains everything. Super consciousness is neither of all these 3 things, and it contains everything. So this is totally dependent on the level of your pranayama. So when you do this pranayam means, what is meant by pranayama? Prana plus ayamam, pranayam. Ayamam means lengthening, heightening, straightening. See, when normally we are inspiring like this. But when you do pranayama, you will take inside upwards. How? This is the main explanation of this yoga or pranayam. See, when you are ordinarily losing your energy through the expiration, if you want to counteract it or take it back how there is a hindrance, there is an obstruction. That obstruction has to be removed. How the obstruction? Please, all of you rub your hands. Please, all of you rub your hands. Rub your hands. When you rub your hands, are you not getting heat? Yes? This heat is physical heat. This is physical energy. Like that, you rub inside. You rub inside by taking the help of the respiration. Taking the help of the respiration. Inspiration, expiration. But not with the external air. That is the thing. Nowadays, till now, everybody is thinking that yoga or pranayama means with this external air only. But that is not so. That is told in Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, 27th slokam. Lord Sri Krishna says, Sparsan Krutva Bahirpashyan Chakshushaiva Antare Bhruvo Pranapanam Samu Krutva Nasabhyantara Charino. Sparsan Krutva, there are 5 sensory fields. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasagandhas. These are 5 sensory fields. These sensory fields are being connected with the 5 senses. Senses what? Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. So when these senses are coming in contact with the 5 sensory fields, you are enjoying all these sensory pleasures. Is it not? How? Unless your mind, your pranashakti comes from inside to outside, then only all these senses will work and you will enjoy the sensory pleasure. Is not. So what Lord Sri Krishna says, you know, Sparshan Krutva Bahirbahya. You have to keep away all these sensory pleasures which are coming from outside, keep them away. Bahirbahya. How? That I will explain. Bahirbahan Chakshushaiva Antare Bhruvo. You have to keep your gaze, you have to keep your eyes Brumajjum, at the Brumajjum, means in between the eyebrows. That is at the center of the eyebrows. You have to keep your gaze upward. Chakshushaiva Antare Bhruvo. Never close your eyes. Mind you. Now in this world, everybody is closing the eyes, calling it as meditation. So what Lord Sri Krishna says, always look upwards, never close your eyes. Samankaya sirogrivam dharyam nachalam stiraha sampreksha nasikagam samdishascha navalokyan. In the 6th chapter, Lord Sri Krishna says, you have to keep your body erect. Samankaya sirogrivam. You have to keep your neck, head and trunk erect, perpendicular. Sirodharyam nachalam stiraha. Don't move. Sampreksha nasikagram, you have to look thoroughly at the center of the eyebrows. This is Chan Avalokan, don't see the sidewards. That means, if you close your eyes, Lord Sri Krishna need not to say, don't see sidewards. When you see sidewards, don't see sideways while opening your eyes only. That too by keeping your eyes upwards. That is the way of doing pranayama. When you are churning inside, Sparshan Krutva Bahirpahyan Chakshushaiva Antare Bhruvo Pranapano Samo Krutva. This is very important. And another frame is Nasabhyantara Charino. There is Nasabhyantara Charino and Pranapano Samo Krutva. These are anatomical places, and how to practice, Lord Sri Krishna has clearly mentioned. What is that? What is that place? Nasabhyantara Charino. Nasa means nose. Abhi means opposite. Antara means inside. Just opposite to the nose. That is, there is a palate, you know, there is a Kondanaluka. Behind and above that Kondanaluka or uvula, that space is called nasopharynx. Our doctors can understand. Our throat is divided into 3 parts. The uppermost portion opposite to the nose is called nasopharynx, and the opposite to the mouth is called oropharynx. Opposite to the larynx is called laryngopharynx. So the uppermost portion is called nasopharynx. That is told by Lord Krishna as Nasa Bhyantaracharino. Without knowing this exact meaning of this Nasa Bhyantaracharino, people are doing pranayama by just closing alternatively. I am not blaming anybody, but try to understand what is told by Lord Sri Krishna and Gurus. So, when you are practicing this pranayama, you need not touch the nostrils. You need not touch the nostrils. Simply do pranayama inside. When you are doing pranayama, the external air entry will be reduced gradually. External air entry will be reduced gradually. Till now, we are taking respirations 15 times per minute. But on the day of beginning of this initiation, the practitioner, when I initiate this yogam to anybody, on the first day itself, his respirations will be reduced to 15 to 5, they will be reduced. If you go on doing like that, they will be reduced to 2 or 1 or 3, like that, per minute. How when you catch hold of the internal pranashakti inside, then there is no need of external air outside. That is the main clue behind this pranayama. See, everybody thinks, without external air, how can you do pranayama? Many people think like without external air. See, first of all, to differentiate with the external air and the internal pranashakti, I have to demonstrate one thing. Not demonstrate, just an example. I will tell an example. I will keep one dead body here. I will keep one dead body here and a living body here. This living body is sleeping. This dead body is not taking any respirations. So the atmospheric oxygen, which is about 20.1% in the atmosphere, is available both for the dead body and for the living body also. Is not. But why this dead body is not taken? We say that we are living with this oxygen. Dr. G, we say that we are living with this oxygen. That oxygen is available always. Why this dead body is not taken? Can you explain? Why? See, we are respiring. We say that till now we are living with this oxygen. Is it not? Why this dead body is not taking? Huh? No. Say, even though this oxygen is there, there is something is necessary to take the external air into the lungs. That force is called prana. That force is called prana. That prana has gone outside into this body. Whereas some amount of prana is there in this living body, which is sleeping, which is taking involuntarily. So to take respiration, inside prana is very much necessary. Is it not? So you have to differentiate between the external atmospheric oxygen and the internal pranashakti. Both are not same. They are quite different and distinct. We are losing our pranashakti, which is divine, which is knowledge, which is the happiness. All these things we are losing through the expression at every respiratory cycle. 10 centimeters extra we are losing in every respiratory cycle. Like that we are losing from birth onwards. You have to take it back. How to take it back? You have to remove the obstruction. How to remove that obstruction? You have to dissolve the phlegm. How to dissolve the phlegm? You have to heat it up. How to get heat? Do churning. That the churning process of this life force is called pranayama. Understand? So the exact meaning of pranayama is prana plus ayama. Ayama means extending upward. When you are doing pranayama, churning, the heat is generated. That heat is not physical heat that you are getting out of your churning of palms. That is spiritual heat. That is mental heat. That is mental energy. Divine energy. That energy in the form of heat will dissolve all the impurities. In the impurities. thereby cleaning all the nerves. All the nerves. That is called Nadi Sodhana. Sarva Nadi Suddhi. But unfortunately, by doing superficial methods like this Anuloma, Vinuloma, Kapalabhati, Bhaska, these are all external Nadi Sodhana only. They will never clean the 72,000 nerves. That is proved by scriptures. I am going to tell you. There is one Upanishad. That is one Upanishad in Trisika Brahmana Upanishad. Nadi Suddhincha Krutvado Pranayamam Charet. Please don't think otherwise. I am telling the facts. If anybody is being otherwise hurt, please pardon me. But I am telling the fact. Say, see, Nadi Suddhincha Krutva Ado Pranayamam Charet. That is told in Trisiki Brahman Upanishad. Nadi Ado Nadi Suddhincha Krutva Pranayam Charet. That means Nadi Suddhi is different from Pranayam. This external Nadi Sodhana will clean the superficial respiratory tract, whereas the internal Pranayam is cleaning all the 72,000 nerves. That is proved in another Upanishad. That is proved in another Upanishad. Yama Nemabhyas Yuktaha Pranayamam Chare Tena Nadaya Suddha Bhavanti. With that pranayama, all the nerves are being cleaned up. That internal process is now what I am telling is Antarmukha Siddhayogamu. That is told by Buddhiyogam in Bhagavad Gita by Lord Sri Krishna. Whatever you call yoga means this should be the only. So without doing this, leaving this, we are trying to do all these superficial methods. These superficial methods were criticized in another Rigvedam. In Rigveda Samhita, it says like this: Bala buddhi virangulangul stam nasika chidram aurujya yah pranayama kriyate sakala sistais chajyaha. There is Rigveda Samhita. Bala buddhi virangulangul stabhyam nasika chidram aurujya. Those who are practicing this pranayama by occluding the nostrils, alternatively, they are called child-minded. Sistais chajyaha. The great people, they will leave it. So that means the pranayama is something different from this external Nadi Sodhana. This world should know. This world should know without knowing. Why? Because we are totally basing on the external life, thinking that with that we are living. That is only an inorganic gas. What you call oxygen? Oxygen is only an inorganic gas. It contains 8 electrons, 8 protons. Is there any mind, knowledge, or happiness, or any light in that oxygen? No. But why we people are depending upon this oxygen? Oxygen and our prana shakti have got 2 equal qualities. One is heat nature. Identical qualities, heat nature. This oxygen from the cylinder, you can collect it in the cylinder, but you cannot collect it in the cylinder. This divine prana shakti, you can never collect it. This oxygen collected in the cylinder, if you put into a nose of a patient, he will get some relief. Is it not? You are getting relief. How you are getting relief? Because if you put it inside, it will give rise to vasodilatation, bronchodilation. So this oxygen from cylinder, if you administer inside through your nose, temporarily it will cause vasodilatation and bronchodilation. With that, the internal pranam will go upwards to some extent. So the result which you are getting with this oxygen is by pranam only inside, but it is giving way by this. In that way, this is useful. Is it not? In that way, this is useful. But if you want to go upward, you have to catch hold of your life for within you only. That is called Antarmukha Pranayama. So why we call it as Antarmukham? When your expiration is more, you are Bahirmukham. When your inspiration is more, not inspiration means not from the external air. you have to take it from within. When you do pranayama within, when you are doing pranayama within, you will get sound, you will get friction, you will get sound. That sound you call it as Om. That is Om, not by uttering Om. See, when you are uttering Om means you are losing energy through expiration. See, I will give an example. Wherever you are getting sound, in the space or anywhere, sound means there is loss of energy. When you are getting sound means there is loss of energy. There is only one sound through which you will get energy more. You will generate energy. That is by doing Antarmukha Pranayama. So during inspiratory phase, when you are getting sound means that is Pranavam or Omkaram. Without knowing this, people are uttering Om like this. What is that? You are doing, losing energy, or is it not? When you are uttering, you are losing energy. That is in the form of expiration. But if you do pranayama, your inspiratory phase is increased. The energy or the sound which you are getting during inspiratory phase is called pranayama. Ayam means extending. And the pranashakti, where you are uniting, that is called yogam. So, uniting your own life force within the Bhrumajyam or at the center of the eyebrows or the third ventricle, or first at the hypothalamus, then ultimately the third ventricle, that is called yoga. You previously, the yoga means this yoga only. Yoga means this yoga only. But unfortunately, this exact method of doing pranayama is forgotten. It is undermined. Now simply external methods like yogasanas and all these external superficial nadi sadhana put together, you call it as yoga. Now I say this yoga is different from that yogam. So all the world, all the people who are now familiar with this yogam should know about this yogam. So do you asanas, do external nadi sadhana, but ultimately you do this internal Antarmukha Siddhayoga Pranayama. Without knowing that, without doing that, you will never be conscious. So yoga and consciousness means consciousness is totally dependent upon the concentration of your pranashakti you are gaining inside. During sleep, our respirations are feeble. You are respiring in the spine, in the lower part only. During sleep, our respirations that take place in the lower part of the spine. The respirations are very feeble, shallow, and you don't have concentration of the brain. That's why you're unconscious. When you get up, these level of respirations will be elevated to some extent. When you are awake means they are elevated. But even then we are in subconscious state. We are not in real consciousness. This is not consciousness. This is only orally consciousness. Super conscious means you have to still go higher up. How to go higher up? Through Sushumna, by doing this internal Antarmukha Pranayama. Without doing this, people are fond of this yoga and consciousness. I am not blaming anybody. First thing, pardon me, I am not blaming anybody. Try to understand. I am trying to prove through the scriptures. Through the scriptures. Yamanima abhyasa yuktaha pranayamam charet tena nadya suddha bhavanti. Sandalya Upanishad. There is another great yoga system. Pranayama drudabhyasa yuktacha gurudattaya asana yogena pranaspando nirujjate. That is told in Annapurna Upanishad and yoga system. Pranayama, not this pranayama. What I am telling this Antarmukha Pranayama, Pranayam drudabhyasa yuktacha gurudattaya. That should be initiated by learned guru. Asana yogena. You have to practice initially according to Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali Maharshi. Asanam, that means you have to become Sthira Sukham Asanam, and Asanam. Asana means you have to control the diet. So control your diet and have fixed asana. Asana yogena pranaspando nirujjate. Then only you will have control over your life force. This is the way of doing pranayama. Dirgham pranavam uchcharya manorajyam vijayate. That is told in Yoga Vasishtam. Pranavam, dirgham. when you do pranayama, you have to start from here to here by lengthening. That is called Deepam Pranamucharya. Say all sorts of pranayamas. Any pranayama you call, any yoga you call, you are not getting any sound. Is it not? Anywhere are you getting any sound? No sound anywhere except this pranayama. When you practice this pranayama, you immediately get sound because there is a friction happening between the external air and the internal pranashakti. That the friction is happening at the brumacham. You are getting sound, thereby generating energy. That is called pranavam or omkara. Om, and not this. This is only simply you are losing energy. What is meant by Om? Om consists of 5 parts. 5 parts. What are they? A, U, Ma, Ardhamatra, and Bindu. A means Jagruta wakeful state. A means wakeful state. U means Swapna dreamful state. Ma means deep sleep state. Ma means deep sleep state. And Ardhamatra means that is at the Turiyam. And Bindu means Turiyatītam. So combining all these states of consciousness, when you reach there, that is called universal consciousness. That is universal consciousness. So consciousness is of anything. You are conscious of this world, but you have to go beyond. To go beyond means you have to cross over the 3 parts of the Om. That is Jagrut, Swapna, Shushupti. And the 4th part is Turiyam, that is beyond Brahmarandra. That is, when you reach there, medically I can say, when you are practicing this pranayama, the cerebrospinal fluid that is there in the spinal cord and in the brain, that cerebrospinal fluid will move upwards. Simply don't move upwards. It will be turned into energy. Initially, it is like water. Then you are doing pranayama, that will be turned into ojas and ultimately into tejas. So like that, if you do pranayama, the cerebrospinal fluid will move upward through all these nerves and enter into the spinal cord and then into the central canal of the spinal cord, then into the floor of the 4th ventricle, and above there is aqueduct of Sylvius. That is there in Dr. G. That is there in the brain stem. Aqueduct of Sylvius going from floor of the 4th ventricle above through pons, midbrain, and then into the 3rd ventricle. Is it not? That aqueduct of Sylvius and this cerebrospinal fluid goes to the 3rd ventricle and enters into the. There is a hole between the aqueduct of Sylvius and 3rd ventricle. That is called Brahmarandram. Unless you cross over that, you can never get universal consciousness. Without achieving that, you can never say that is consciousness. So to achieve that universal consciousness, you have to do yogam. This is yogam and consciousness. In that way, this Antarmukha Pranayama, Siddhayoga is related. Understand? So not only that, physically you will get so many benefits, because when you are doing churning process of this pranayama, you are getting enormous spiritual energy, heat, mental energy. With this energy, you are dissolving all the impurities. Thereby, you are cleaning all the nerves. Sarva Nadi Suddhi. When you are cleaning all the nadis, Suddhi clean, you will be sound both mentally, physically and mentally. You will get sound health and sound mind simultaneously by doing this pranayama. Natasya rogo najarana mrutyhi praptasya yogagna mayam sariram. That is Sweta Sutaropanishad. Natasya rogo, a yogi will never have diseases. Najarana jamrutyuhu. Jara means vardhakyam, the old age also. Namrutyuhu. He will conquer death also. How? Death is happening by losing our pranashakti outside only. When you are conquering the pranashakti and putting it here, you will conquer death also. That's why that Upanishad says, Natasya rogo najarana amrutyu pratasa yogagni mayam sariram. To get rid of all these diseases, your body should be getting enormous yogagni. Agni by what? By churning. So without doing churning process of pranayama, we all thinking that we are doing something yoga. So that's why my intention is we have to separate between the yoga and yogam. Till now we are thinking that this is yoga with asanas and some actual nadi swadhana. But there is something above and beyond, that is yogam. That yogam is a must for everybody nowadays. It is a must for everybody. First, you should know the difference between the yoga and yogam. Then come to, till now you are doing yoga. Now come to yogam by getting initiated by a learned guru and practice. You will get enormous, tremendous results from the first day onwards. Dr. Murali Krishna is doing practice. Let him tell. He is initiated. He got initiated into this pranayama. Of course, there are so many our devotees are there. Even anybody who wants to get it, very easy to practice. Even not at all difficult. You need not do kumbhaka, sasana, bandhas, not all these things. Susukum kottu, Lord Sri Krishna in 9th chapter says, Rajavidya, Rajagusham, Pavittam, Yadavattam, Vetchakshava Gamam Dharmyam, Susukum Kottumavyam. Rajavidya, Rajagusham. It is the topmost of all the efforts. Rajagusham, it is the secret of all the secrets. Pavitram, it is very pious. Yadavattam, it is very great thing. Energy yielding. Vetchakshava Gamam Dharmyam. That means you will get spontaneous result. Why? Because when you are doing churning, you are going from grosser to subtler. When you are doing churning your life force, you are going from grosser body to subtler state. So subtler state, then you say, I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not this, I am not this, not this. How? By going inside, depth, by turning your life force into subtler part. Soshma, Soshmaya, Soshma Darsivi, Yesha Sarveshu Bhuteshu Gudhatma na Prakasate, Drusyate Pagriya Vidya, Soshmaya, Soshma Darsivi, that is told in Kathopanishad. Yesha Sarveshu Bhuteshu Gudhatma na Prakasate. The Atma is there everywhere. It is equally everywhere. But na Prakasate, it is not being illuminated, that is not being exhibited out. Drusyate, it will be seen. How? Pagriya, Soshmaya, Soshma Darsavi. There are two words, adjective words told in Upanishad, Kathopanishad. Agriya, Buddhya, Soshmaya, Soshma Darsavi. That is concentration and meditation. Concentration and meditation. Concentration is by doing pranayama. Meditation is by doing jhana. So first do pranayama, then do jhana. Without doing this internal pranayama, everybody is straight away starting this meditation. This meditation is nothing but meaningless. Why? Because when you sit in meditation without doing pranayama, simply you will go to sleep. You will bend your head. Is not. 99% are bending head because they are not doing pranayama. Why it is bending? Because there must be some science behind this. There must be some science behind this. You know? Oh, no. Yeah, that's correct. That scientifically I will do it. See, there are brain structures. Midbrain, pons, medulla oblongata. In that, there is a good network of fibers that is called ascending reticular activating system. You know, ascending reticular activating system, ARAS. That ascending reticular activating system should get sufficient prana shakti or oxygen into that. That is situated in the neck. So when you are doing meditation, simply you are not trying to take your life force upwards. Simply close your eyes. This part is not getting adequate blood supply or oxygen. Thereby you will close bend your head. When you do pranayama, you will be always erect. Both the trunk, neck, head, whatnot, everything will be erect. Samankaya sirogramam dharyam nachalam stara, told in Bhagavad Gita. So when you are doing pranayama, every part of the body is being supplied with enormous blood supply. Blood supply. You are Dr. Vishnu Prasad. He expressed some doubt. When you do pranayama, there may be chance of getting fibrillations or something. Tachycardia is something. No, you have totally understood, misunderstood. See, when you do pranayama, first you are catching hold of the heart and lungs. When you do pranayama, the negative pressure in the lungs, that is in the pleural cavity, that is being increased by doing this pranayama. When you do this pranayama, the negative pressure is increased, thereby peripheral venous return is increased. And you push it downward, there will be more cardiac output. So more cardiac output, more peripheral venous return, thereby there will be thorough blood circulation to the every nook and corner of the body, including your brain cells. Every neuron will be getting adequate blood supply by doing this pranayama. If you do this external pranayama like this, you are not catching hold of the apanam. You are not catching hold because the apanam is apana chandraha, gude apanaha. That apanam is at the anal verge. You are not catching hold of that. But if you do this internal pranayama, you are first trying to catch this apanam. This apanam is trying to get upwards and it is going to be merged with the pranam. Then thereby you call it as pranapano samokutva nasabhyantaracharana. That is Lord Sri Krishna. He is a great scientist. He explained this yogam in terms of anatomy and physiology, everything. Provided if you do that pranayama, you only can understand. Otherwise, the people are explaining so many methods, so many things. There are 3 main slokas in Bhagavad Gita telling about this Antarmukha Pranayama. First, apane juhvati pranam prane panam tadha pare pranapana gatibuddha pranayam parayana. 4th chapter. 5th chapter, sparsam kutva bahirpahyam chakshuchaiva antare bhruvo pranapano samokutva nasabhyantara charino. 6th chapter, samankaya sirogevam dharyam nachalam siraha sampreksha nasikagram samdisachana avalokya. If you combine these three slokas, that is denoting about the exact method of doing this internal Siddhayogam pranayama. So the exact meaning of pranayama is to do pranayama inside only, not with this external air. This external air is only bahya nadi sadhana. You can do it initially. In Upanishads also it is there. But in our Siddhayogam, there is no need of doing this external sadhana also. Straight away you can do this pranayama inside the throat. Understand? So this is Susukum Kartum, very easy to practice. Swadeha Maranam Krutva Pranavan Chotararanam Dhyana Nirmadana Abhyasa Devam Pasyan Niguravat. There are 2 aranis. There are 2 pieces of wood. Where you will churn them and you will convert into fire. Like that, Swadeha Maranam Krutva. There is another arani. One arani take the help of this body. And Pranavan Chotararana. When you do pranayama, you will get the Pranamadhvani. That is another arani. Dhyana Nirmadana Abhyasat. Dhyana Nirmadana Abhyasat means Nirmadanam first. Do churning of the buttermilk and do meditation. Dhyana means meditation. Madhanam means pranayam. So do pranayam first, then meditation. See, in Ashtanga Yoga, Patanjali Maharshi, he told Yama Nima Asana Prityahara Yama Nima Asana Pranaya Prityahara Dharana Jhana Samadhi. There are 8 parts. Of course, the mental observations, the mental principle observation is Yama Nima and all these things. You have Sthirasana. Sthirasana also is not easy. You do pranayama for hours together, days together, years together, then you will get Sthirasana. Asanam. Do pranayama. Pranayama is not this. Bala buddhi rangula strong. This is not pranayama. This is only swasayama. So do pranayama inside and then you go to dharana, prityahara. Prityahara means you are withdrawing your senses. You are withdrawing your mind from the senses. That is called prityahara. When you are going to that level, you will get sound, inside sound. That is another sound. That is pranavam. Initially, you get pranadhani during this pranayama. Later on, you will get the natural sound inside. That is pratyahara or pranadhani. After that, you will do dharana. Dharana is now you call it as meditation. No, never say that Dhyanam is a process. Dhyanam is only a result of the process. Dhyanam is not sadhana. Dhyanam is only the anubhuti. Until you practice this yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, all these 6 parts together, when you practice, then you will enter a state of tranquility that is called jhanam. The samadhi, jhanasya vismriti samyak samadhi ravidiyate. There is only one difference between jhanam and samadhi. The person who is doing jhanam, doing means using, enjoying this ecstasy of jhanam, can understand that I am doing something inside. I have done some process inside. But person with samadhi, he doesn't have that sensation also. The only difference between jhanam and samadhi is jhanasya vismriti samyak samadhi ravidiyate. This is told in Jnanastangam. Everybody knows about Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali, but there are 8 Ashtangas of Jnanam. Jnanastangas also same, but there is inner meaning in it. There are inner meaning in that Jnanastangam. Of course, if you want, I will narrate within few minutes. What is your time? Scheduled time? Huh? Okay. Say, for the welfare of the society, first, increase your mental energy, that is spiritual energy, by doing churning process of pranayama. Then you go to meditation, dharana. There are 8 Ashtangas, that is called Jnanastangas. What are those Jnanastangas? After doing this pranayama and attaining certain amount of spiritual knowledge, your mind should be tuned into that. What are they? Indriyadhesha vairagyam yama ichuchate budaihi. So getting renunciation from the sensory pleasures is called yama. Indriyadhesha vairagyam yama ichuchate budaihi. Anurakti pare tattve satatam niyamasprataha. Anurakti pare tattve, always your mind will be tuned into the param, that is in the atman. The interest showing towards this atman is called niyamam. Anurakti pare tattve satatam niyamasprataha. Sarvavastu udasinam bhavanam asanam uttamam. Asanam, not only this asanam, there is another asanam for the mind. Whatever you see, you should feel neutral. Sarvavastun udasin. You should neither attract or repel. You should never have ragam or dvesham. You should be always neutral. Sarvavastun udasinam bhavam asanam uttamam. Jagat sarvam idam vidya pratiti prana sanyamaya. That is pranayam. Jnanastanga pranayam. Jagat sarvam idam vidya pratiti prana sanyama. That means whatever you see, this is all only midya. They are absurd. They are not staying last. They are temporarily staying. That amount of observation and understanding is called prana. Chittasya antarmukhe bhavo pratyaharastu sattama. When you are doing pranayama, your mind go to antarmukham. That is called pratyahara. Chittasya nischale bhavo dharanam viduhu. When you come to stand still about the, then you call it as yoga chaturthi nirodha. By doing all these things, that you ultimately you will come to conclude that yoga chaturthi chittasya nischale bhavo dharanam viduhu. That is dharana. When your mind, you during pranayama also, when you observe do dharana, you have to keep like this. Don't do pranayama. Then observe your breath and keep always at the center of the eyebrows. Your mind will be there only. That is called dharana. Soham chanmatrame chintanam jhanam uchyate. Jhana means so aham chanmatrame. Whatever you see outside, and myself, they are only one, that is Chinmatrameva. Soham Chinmatrameva, Chintanam Jhanam Uchyate, Jhanasya Vismruti Samyak Samadhi Ravidiyate. That is the final step of Samadhi. That is the equilibrium state of both individual consciousness and the universal consciousness. You don't have any body consciousness, but you will live with body, mind you. You will live with body, you will function with the body, your karacharanas, your hands, eyes, everything will work, but you will be in Samadhi. That is told in Jnanashtangam, that is in Mandala Brahmanopanishad. So there are so many scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, everywhere, even 701 slokas, all these slokas told about this Buddhayogam only. Uddhared Atmanatmanam, Natmanam Avsadet, Atmayesh Atmano Bandharatmaimar Vipratmana. In the 6th chapter, Lord Sri Krishna says, Uddhared Atmanatmanam, Natmanam Avsadet. Most of the people, they will explain like this. Yavarikavaru Uddharinchukovaru. Yavarikavaru Uddharinchukovaru. What is that Uddharam? Uttu Dhare. Ut means upwards. Dharit means keeping it. You have to keep your life force upward. That is called Uddhare. Uddharet Atmana Atmanam. Your life force and mind, life force, everything you have to keep it here. That is called Uddharet Atmana Atmanam. Na Atmanam Avsadiyat. Don't allow it to come down. Atmavish Atmano Bandhara Atmayevar Vipratmanaha. When you allow it to come down, that your own Atma will become enemy to you. When you take it upward, it will be a friend of you. So the friend and enemy is not outside, but depends upon your life force, which is above or below. That is explained in Bhagavad Gita. And in 15th chapter, Yatanto Yoginaschainam Paschanchatanya Vasitam, Yatanto Prakritatmano Nainam Pasyancha Chetasaha, Purushottam Prapti Yogam. Yatanto Yoginaschainam, only by means of Yogam, not yoga. Yatanto Yoginaschainam Paschanchatanya Vasitam. Only a yogi can see the Atman inside. Yatanto Prakritatmano, whereas other process, Prakritatmano, even they do practice, Nainam Pasyancha Chetasaha. He will never see Atman. That's why in Upanishad, the Maitreya Upanishad, it says like this: Uchchastram Sasitam Cheti Paurusham Dividam Srutam Tatra Uchchastram Anadhaya Paramadhaya Sasitam. That is told in Maitreya Upanishad. What is that? There are two types of efforts. Everybody will do some effort, but effort should be righteous way. Uchchastram Sasitam Cheti. There are two means. That is according to scriptures and beyond scripture. The scripture, those who are not following this scripture, they are called Vedabahiru. They are not observing the Vedam. They are not following the Vedas. Uchchastram Sasitam. Sasitam means that is leading to the Paramadham. That means you have to go inside and reach there. That is told in 9th chapter. Ananya Chintayanto Mam Yajana Paripasate. You do pranayama within yourself. Anyam means outside. Ananya means the Paramatma is here, whereas you are here. You are here, Paramatma is here. You go there. Ananya Chintayanto Mam Yajana Paripasate. When you go upwards, naturally Paramatma will look after your Yogam Kshemam also. Yogam Kshanam is of two types. Yogam means material yogam and material kshanam. Material yogam, material kshanam. That is told in 2nd chapter. Traigunya Vishaveda, Nistrayunyo, Bhavabjana, Nidvando, Nichasapasto, Niryoga Kshama Atman. In 2nd chapter, Paramatma, don't worry about your material benefits. Yoga Kshama, get it offered. But there is another Yoga Kshamam. That means Aprapya Prapanam Yogaha, Kshamastat Rakshana Evacha. When you practice this Antarmukha Pranayama, I will keep you aprapya. I will keep you steady, and I will safeguard you. So whatever you effort do inside, I will safeguard you and keep it steady, and I will protect you from the world and protect you from the body, mind, and everything, and yoga something like that. He is telling. So there.
Sorry for interruption. Could you make us any technique of pranayama, or could you please explain any?
Right. Say Idam te na tamaskaya na bhaktaya kadachana nacha sushoshabevacham nachamam yo abhyasveti. That is told in 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Adevantante, you should initiate this practice of pranayama confidentially. Confidentially, I will initiate each and everybody, provided if you observe three things. One, you should get rid of this smoking, alcohol, and non-vegetarian. If you are free from these three things, I am ready to initiate now itself, but not in public way. I will confidently take the oath from all these people in front of our gurus and initiate here now itself. 29 years back, Dr. P.V. Krishna Rao, professor of parapsychology, he asked like you only. He asked like you only in front of Gopala Krishna Reddy, he is vice chancellor, who invited me. I have given lecture in Ambedkar auditorium. It was full in the year 1994. So we are ready to give, but the thing is, the receiver should be in a receiving position. They should practice, they should get rid of all the three conditions. Is it not? Okay. Anything? Dr. Ji?
In modern medicine, having the sensory, motor, and mixed blood.
Yes.
But in yogic aspect, we having 72 nadis. How you define? 72 nadis.
72 nadis. Right. Please. Yes. Because he is a doctor, he has asked question like this. We anatomically, yogically, we say that there are 72,000 nerves. They are flow channels of prana shakti. They are flow channels of prana shakti in the subtle body. In the subtle body means Sushma Sharira. In that subtle body, there are three nadis: Ida, Pingala, Sushumna, and 72,000 nerves. But physically, we are being doctors, we have physically seen this. That's why we are trying to correlate this physical anatomy and physiology with that yogic anatomy. Say, for example, there is sympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system is correlating with this Pingala nadi. Pingala nadi, that is dealing with the adrenaline, noradrenaline, all these things. So thereby, there will be more blood circulation to the left side of the brain, and there will be cleaning of the right nostril. That is sympathetic nervous system, Pingala nadi. There is another nadi, that is Hridaya nadi, that is the left side, that contains more acetylcholine. The parasympathetic nervous system is dealing with the secretions of the acetylcholine. We will die of this acetylcholine only. So everybody dies with the acetylcholine only. So at the time of death, there will be a lot of congestion in the lungs. And the congestion is due to accumulation of the parasympathetic dominance with the acetylcholine. So here, the anatomically, physically, according to our medicine, we are dividing nervous system into two things: voluntary nervous system and involuntary nervous system. Central nervous system and autonomous nervous system. Central nervous system deals with the main brain, cerebrum, and pons, midbrain, and all these motor nerves and sensory nerves. There is another nervous system that's called autonomous nervous system. Autonomous nervous system is not in our control. That is dealing with this Ida and the Pingala. If you do this pranayama, see, because you are a doctor, you can understand. See, there are 5 vayus, that is pancha vayus: prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. All these pancha vayus, they are not under our control. They are involuntary. But God has given a gift that you have got partially control over the prana and apana. Prana and apana. If I ask you to stop your breath, can you stop or not? You can stop for a while only. Afterwards, you cannot. So you have got some partial control of the prana. You can stop your urinary motion for a while. Afterwards, you cannot. So there is a partial control of the prana and apana. Taking help of that partial control of this prana and apana, you do prana. With this doing pranayama, you can have control over all the 5 values, pancha prana. That is the science behind this yoga. Okay. Uncle, tell me. Huh? Any questions? Bishman is not. You come. You come here. Right. Like that. Right.
Subject what he has spoken is not allowed by types. Let me try to know. Because he has given a scientific clarification of what is actual, what we call it pranayama, that is called Antarmukha Pranayama. As of now, first time I heard about this Antarmukha Pranayama. Let's say, I am 77 years of mind. I have taken various books of yoga. Antarmukha Pranayama, first time I have heard it. Experience. Without experience, nothing comes out of it. Any other practical involvement, I can just do lecture for one. But here, I'm a student. I'm seriously a little student in the last, but this pranayama is first time I'm hearing it. And only you, this is like you all. I don't know, you all might be even better than me, or something. Insights into that. My decision is only the thing is something which can be done within, not outside. Where you can have it control over towards acceleration more and more. So you have the control of the total brain disease, but this helps you go to the movement in your any field of your activity. That is what I could sum up. I'm not in a position to sum up the Guruji because
Swamiji, where from you have come? Where from you have come? What we are practicing? You are practicing.
I am actually keeping right. I went to various schools for yoga. Finally, I went to Maharishi meditation, transcendental meditation. I am a Hatha-yogi. 1975, I went to Swami directly. I learned Pranayama directly from Swami as a bachelor. 1975, most of you might not inform. I am practicing that. I got to put the benefits. Now, for information, I am an activist also. I am representing India in my age group. And for information, I got recently 300 meters, 100 meters, 200 meters, and 5 kilometers. Yeah. So, what I need to say, this yoga got such a kind of enormous different benefits, which I experienced in it through one particular yoga. The first time I'm hearing anyway, but what I want to tell you is, any yoga for information that each yoga available. But a comparison is there. But we are yet to just know that. Why is it Maharishi transcendental meditation that only meditation we call it? Your Ashramam yoga says, Janana, Asana, Pranayama, Dhyana, 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 Maharishi is we start with the body, all of this thing fall. So that's a different one. I went to that, I will learn it, and I'm very easy to do that. The reason because you can see that my own body at the same time. And this thing, what I want to say, every yoga, what is so important, everything is connected with your nervous system. So obviously, as the time is very short, we have to cut short. But these practicals and all that, I have to go to the school directly, and then only go to only so in a brief, whatever I could in my own for the office, I could just divide this one. Now let us just start with the next one. With these few words, you will be properly of before you are. And very thankful. I'm not using so much. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Swami.
Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji. It's a wonderful speech. By now, people may agree with me that it's an innate technique. Even though we are from yoga background, this is the day where actually we are enlightened, we can say, to the lesson of basic principle. You practice it, you will be really enlightened by following your day-to-day materialistic world. You have to go to the Himalayas, I will say. And very simple, now you yourself can check yourself. How much life is expression compared to your expression. Your expression is higher than your expression. You have to balance it. With a small kid, you can observe rebalances, but we can't. So, Swamiji's technique will give us very good result, and you will be really touch the super consciousness. Thank you. Guruji, it's a wonderful opportunity for all of us. In our department, students to have this type of to get initiation from Swamiji. Your views are very. Today, thank you. Now, the presentation to Swamiji online.
So shall I get down?
So he is researching to bring down the anti-aging.
మీకు కష్టం అయిపోతుంది. ఓ స్వస్తి చెప్పేద్దాం. ఓం స్వస్తి ప్రజాభ్యః పరిపాలయంతం న్యాయేన మార్గేణ మహిం మహిషా గోబ్రాహ్మణేభ్యః శుభమస్తు నిత్యం లోకా సమస్తా సుఖినో భవంతు. ఓం సర్వే సుఖినః సంతు సర్వే సంతు నిరామయ సర్వే భద్రాణి పశ్యంతు మా కశ్చిత్ దుఃఖభాగ్ భవేత్. ఓం సహనా భవతు సహనో భునక్తు సహ వీర్యం కరవావహై తేజస్వినావధీతమస్తు మా విద్విషావహై. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. జై గురుదేవ్. మా అయిపోయి